Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm UncleLander. This is Gran Turismo 2 GT mode playthrough. We are still grinding endurance races. On the last episode we have managed to complete the entirety of the Grand Valley Speedway endurance race. And on today's episode I'm planning to complete the entirety of the Laguna Seca endurance, for which I have decided to choose a Densosart Supra to basically complete that entire endurance race. The way I'm picking up the cars is basically I'm using a spreadsheet that displays the cars that are going to be driven or present during that race, and of all these cars I'm picking one, and then I'm basically finishing up the race. I'm checking which car has the best performance. Thing is, when it comes to the Laguna Seca endurance, pretty much every single of the cars have the same relative power to weight ratio, which means pretty much all the cars are gonna have anywhere between 650 to 702 brake horsepower and gonna have at least 1100 kilograms of weight. So at this point it just was a question of, hey, which car I would simply like to drive for during that race, and I have decided to take the Densosart Supra, which right now we're gonna test. It is a very powerful car with 686 brake horsepower, which I think it's gonna give it a solid position when it comes to test of 400, 1000 and maximum speed. So let's check this car for 400 meters first. .11 seconds, 0.071 on 400 meters. And as per usual, when I'm testing the cars, I am not even I'm not adjusting them at all. It's basically testing the performance of the cars as they are, and we are currently in the 7th position with 11 seconds, 0.071 on 400 meters. That means there's a very, very high chance that this car on 1000 meters is also gonna be placed in the record, in the rankings. I'm gonna take this opportunity to basically remind that this episode, like every single other episode of Gran Turismo 2, is being recorded live on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/UncleLander. So come in, say hi. I'm playing variety of video games, so there's always going to be a chance for you to find something that interests you, not just Gran Turismo 2. Right, 1000 meters. .18 seconds, 0.888 on 1000 meters. And we almost have reached 300 kilometers an hour just on 1000 meters, so. And we are placed 5th with 18 seconds, 888. Alright, let's check the maximum speed of this car on a 1 full lap of the test course. I can already say that this car is gonna be definitely placed somewhere on the records when it comes to maximum speed. Already 300 kilometers an hour by the time I have crossed the 1000 meters. A little bit jumpy. 330 kilometers an hour, which already places it into the records. 340. 350. Can it reach 360 before? No, 359. But there's still a chance for this car to reach a higher maximum speed on this final straight over here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, 359. That is still pretty impressive. 359 kilometers an hour for this car. It's still a pretty amazing achievement, which places us at the second place. This is currently the second fastest car that I currently have, because the first one the record belongs to Toyota GD1 from 99 with 379 kilometers an hour. All right. So now, without further ado, I'm just not gonna make this any longer. We're just gonna jump into the race because it's gonna be a long race. We're gonna have to drive over exactly 90 laps on the Laguna Seca. And off stream, I have actually worked on this car a little bit, so I could basically set up this car properly. Basically making sure that the sharpest corners could be beaten without the car over revving too much. So, first let's switch the tires to super softs. And now these settings. Oh boy, these settings. Okay, so let's start with suspension. The front is gonna be set up at 4.5. The rear at 11.0 when it comes to spring rate. Right height, we're gonna set up to 90, considering that Laguna Seca is not a very stable track. Now damper, bound, and rebound, we're gonna set up to 3 and 8. Equally. Camber, we're gonna set up to 1 degree, but the rear we're gonna set up to 1.5. Toe, the front at minus 0.10 and the rear at plus 0.10. Stabilizers at 5 and 6. Now the gearbox. Oh boy, the gearbox. I had the most fun with this thing. With the gearbox, we're gonna set up the final gear to be at 16. The final at 2.752. And now the gears. The first one's gonna be... That should be wider. That should be more over here, but okay. It says that the gearbox gets 16, so... That's weird. Because that should be way wider, unless... Okay, there it is. I think. I think I understand what I did differently last time. I think we have a case in which Uncle have forgot how to set up how he set up the gearbox, or I'm basically having the wrong screenshots with the car setup. which could also be the case because I tend to be silly like that. $752. That's okay, that's a wrong gear setup. I think I screwed up with something. Either I opened the wrong screenshots, or it's something totally wrong. What if it's a automatic in 19? No, it was not a 19. Oh boy. Okay. So Houston, we got a problem because I cannot set up the gearbox the way I want it to. It just doesn't want to get itself set up for some magical reason. It just refuses to cooperate for some magical reasons. I don't understand why. So I guess we're gonna have to improvise quite a bit. That honestly never happened to me. When I have a screenshot with saved options, but the gearbox is like, no, you're not gonna set it up anymore. Sorry guys, I'm sorry for that. To say that it's quite embarrassing would be an understatement. It is very embarrassing to me, because that never happened to me before. The fifth is 14072, and the sixth gear is 158. Well, I can only hope that I'm gonna push the third gear all the way to the back, and I hope that this is gonna be good, because if not, then I could just sit back a little bit. The downforce is definitely good. LSD was definitely different. I think I set up the LSD to be 5515. Yep. Oh, that's embarrassing. Usually when I set up, the car just goes way smoother without many complications, but yikes. Okay, let me try this then. No, it's gonna be the same setting. I don't know how I made that gearbox work. I just don't get it. But somehow I did. Last time I tried this. Okay, the fourth is at 1727. The fifth is 1407. And the sixth one is at 158. Because the final is a 2752. Okay, we're just gonna drive with what we got. It's pretty evident that I either have saved a wrong setting, or I didn't save the proper setting for the gearbox at all. So, yeah, let's see if we start the race. Yikes. Yikers. What do we got? We got another Densasat Supra. We got Castro Supra. We got... I think it's either Takata NSX? No, it's a Mobile One NSX. I can already see that the fourth gear is way too short. Or maybe it's good, maybe I'm just hallucinating, maybe I'm just being paranoid. Because I have made the third gear so long specifically for this corner, for this turn, and for the corkscrew. I'm never gonna understand these settings of the cars in this game, especially when it comes to the gearbox. Well, that was super wide. Once again, my apologies. It definitely looked very unprofessional. I simply don't understand how the gearbox setting could just not match the numbers. Before I started recording this video, the settings were matching perfectly, but all of a sudden they decided not to match at all. Like, what? Just don't know what to think about that. At this point, I guess it's a one big whatever. Yeah, the fourth gear is just way too short. Oh well, I'm gonna have to deal with it. At this point, there's nothing I can do. The strategy for this race is I'm gonna go to the pits every 10 laps because the tires can basically do it. They can withstand 10 laps without that many issues. I mean, technically speaking, the fourth gear starts at 6,000 RPM, so it's not bad. But I wanted my car to have such a short gearing for a good reason too. It's because the car is just not gonna squeeze even remotely 300 kilometers an hour. So might as well make the gears as short as possible so we can always hit the power band. So we can reach at least 260 on the longest possible straight. I'm not gonna lie, it was really getting into my head that I couldn't set up the car the way I wanted it to be set up when it comes to the gearbox. But honestly, I am glad that it got resolved. At least somewhat resolved. Because if I wanted to like set up the car the same way as I did yesterday, I would need to like take a look at the VOD, and that would take too much time. Might as well I could re-record the entire episode, the entire race, the entire event. At this point, the best I can do is just admit that I made an oopsie, but it's not a like a critical issue or a critical error. I still could set up the car to be just as fast as I wanted it to be, and we are back in the racing. We're just gonna go. We're just doing it, not letting the small things get into my head, because that's the worst that can happen. Just a small thing to get into your head and just totally ruin your mood. It's especially, I wouldn't say painful, but it's definitely especially disturbing, if I could even use that word, if you are trying to be as good as possible, as to basically to make the entire video, the entire race as smooth as possible. Sometimes you just cannot do that anymore. Sometimes you just cannot do that. Sometimes something gets in your way. And the other times the only thing you can say is, oh well. Which I would love to be able to say that all the time. Sometimes just small things can bring the most chaos. Now our tires are getting yellow, so I cannot drive as fast throughout some of the corners. I need to actually use my brakes. Also, I've noticed the other thing that I haven't set up yet, but it's not even about the car. It's about my chair. My arm supports are not set up properly, so now my arms are doing me a little bit of hurting. But I'm gonna fix them when I'm gonna go to the box, which is in the next 2 laps from now. This car definitely loves to understeer on yellow tires. on this lap we are going to the pits. I'm going to the pits right now. Which gives a golden opportunity to fix my chair and take a sip of a tea. For the past several races, I actually got a plethora of topics to talk about. Sadly, it's not... Sadly, it's not this time. There was kind of not really anything interesting or, you know, something inspiring happening. Besides the topics that I have talked about during the last week. Maybe I could do a little bit of a recap. So we're gonna get Tomb Raider remasters. But you're gonna put behind the razor for that after I'm gonna be done playing Gran Turismo. And that opens an opportunity for me to do the Tomb Raider marathon next year. We're also gonna get Metal Gear Solid Marathon next year. Like right off the bat. You're gonna get marathon after marathon. The entire year is gonna just fill with marathons. Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways is gonna get released in like a few days from now. At least from the day of the recording, because I'm gonna make this video public on YouTube in like, well, it's gonna take a little bit. And I always will voice my concern that now they are charging $10 for that DLC, while by default that DLC, that edition, was available to everybody for free on the RE Classic. And simply, the concern that I have, the question that I have, is when too much money is going to be too much to pay for addition to the game, because now we're saying it's only $10, and everybody is like nodding, yeah, it's okay, it's just $10. But in the future, it might be just $15, just $20, just $25, to a point in which DLCs might just cost you $50, and then I'm thinking, who is actually gonna say that it's just $50? That is simply my concern. Maybe I'm a little bit paranoid when it comes to that, and I'm most likely I am. Let's see, we're thinking about those things. And I hope that the Separate Ways DLC is gonna have the U3 boss fight. And it's gonna have content that has been not shown yet in the RE4 remake. I guess there's only gonna be one way to find that one out. We have talked about Minecraft and how amazing that game actually is, and how chill that game is. And then I'm not gonna change my mind. If you're looking for a game to just chill, relax, have some nice couple hours in which you are actually relaxed and you can just forget about the entirety of the world. Just get yourself a Minecraft, and $30, it's the best $30 you can spend. But you have to deal with 7,000 logins into your Microsoft account. And might be not functioning main page as well. Who's in the first place? Sorry, not in the first. Who's in the second place? Other than that, we also have to talk about the Yakuza series. And the marathon of that game is also going to happen next year. The entire next year is going to be a year full of marathons. I mean, Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 marathon, then Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3. If not even all the Tomb Raider games that I own. And after that, we'll see. I mean, I still want to play Skyrim next year, for God's sake. I have the mod list, I just need to tweak it. And I want to tweak it on stream. Yeah, I think that's one of the NSXs that is the second place, because right now that's one of the NSXs is going to the pits. And that's the mobile one NSX that actually pulled through onto the second place. I'd say deserved. Because the NSXs that are in the GT500 are actually pretty damn fast. They definitely have a much better acceleration. Not sure about the traction though. That is pretty much it, because when it comes to getting back onto the topic of the marathons and content, this year is pretty much settled up. After Gran Turismo 2, whenever that's gonna be over, I'm gonna assume that's gonna happen before 24th of September. I'm gonna upgrade my PC, and then we're just gonna jump right into... We're either gonna jump right into Ace Combat 3, which is a reasonably short game, or we're gonna jump right into the Halloween Marathon. Which actually, come to think about it, I might actually start the Halloween Marathon a little bit earlier. Because, let me put it like this. Resident Evil games... Per game, you already have 2 establishments, plus games that I have never played before, plus some of the games that are definitely quite long. Example is Resident Evil 4. The regular one is pretty much a longer game that takes a whole day. Not even a whole day, like it can take anywhere between 7 to 11 hours to beat. And I never played Revelations, and every single of my playthrough is a story playthrough. Which means I'm including reading all the notes that I can find in the game. That's why all the playthroughs are gonna be much, much longer. Which is great. But then on the other hand, if it's just Resident Evils are gonna take me so much time, where do I fit Dead Space? Where do I fit Silent Hills? Because I would really love to play Silent Hills as well. Unless I would do Dead Space games and Silent Hill games first. And then move into Resident Evils. And do as many Resident Evil games as I possibly can. Which doesn't sound like a silly idea. And I think somebody got stuck on this corkscrew, or is it that Mobile 1 NSX that basically is dominating? Which I sincerely believe that is exactly the case. But anyway, that's Halloween Marathon. Then directly after Halloween Marathon, we got the first 6 days in which we're gonna celebrate me, my birthday and me creating content. After that, like directly on November 7th, we are starting a Mass Effect Marathon. This is gonna last till December. Start of December is the Cyberpunk 2077 with Phantom Liberty update. And that can also take like a whole month, considering we are not even going to use any mods for this, so it's definitely going to be a longer playthrough. Well, then again, when I think about it, it actually might be a little bit shorter, because we do not have the missing person stuff. Alright, this is the lap 20, so we're gonna go to the pits on this one. Honestly, that fourth gear could be longer. Oh well. I need to deal with it at this point. I actually find it kind of impressive how all of the cars, well, majority of the cars that are in this race, they're actually all sticking together. They're actually nicely stacked up. Oh, that was wonderful. That was the best pit entry 2023. Oh my goodness. Can this race be any more cursed? First is the settings. Then it's me running out of topics to talk about at the very beginning of the race. And now the pit stop. Oh my god, this is like... Oh my god, dislike so much. Dislike the video, dislike. Which maybe, speaking of dislikes, as much as it doesn't hurt me, I have definitely witnessed several situations from other content creators in which people are just disliking their videos en masse. And some people are even so pretentious that they're gonna get into your comment section or into your chat, and they're gonna say, I'm giving you a dislike to motivate you. it's a shorter version because there are usually people who are writing like long letters saying how righteous they are in giving you a dislike and how great they are as a human being and how disliking a video is gonna bring you on the right path to give you to make you better content, which is not true. Constructive criticism is always good, it's always great. But stepping into somebody's video and just disliking and saying pretentious things, that's not motivating, that just makes you look weird. Or the comments of type, I don't like this game, so I'm gonna step into your channel just so I can dislike the video. Then why you're stepping into the channel in the first place? Usually when I see comments like this on other people's channels, because that didn't happen to me yet, for somebody to admit to that. If that would, okay, maybe let's put it like this. If that would happen to me, I would ask them politely to not watch my channel at all. Because if you are giving a dislikes based only on the video game that I'm playing or something like that, then what's the point of you even being here? Because you may like the channels based on what content they make, that's true. Just getting like so narrow-minded and not try to at least enjoy the other video games that the content creators are playing, it's just bad, and just obnoxiously admitting to that. It's just, why? Why would you do that to me? I know it's a rather sour topic, but it's simply certain behaviors are just amusing to me. That people can just do that, which they can. Nobody really stops them, but it doesn't make them any better. Hey, David. People have no respect for others. They do, but on the internet, that's rather... That is a rather complicated thing. No, Karens are in real life. You can get Karens on the internet too, but that's a totally different topic. The overtake before the corkscrew was really risky. Disappear respect for others in the words of just getting hostile. At least it's over here. It is. Well, I don't know how you see the world. I'm not talking about respect for the other people. I'm talking about people who are being pretentious. And they're saying that, you know, I'm giving you a dislike or I'm subscribing to motivate you, you know, that kind of stuff. And sure, you could connect that to having like no respect for the other people, but I think that would be over-exaggeration. Yeah, I'm not overtaking this time. It just, you know, it just makes the person that says things like this to be absolutely pretentious and just like awkward. Because I always believe that everybody has the right to, like, you know, not liking every single piece of content that you are making, right? It's perfectly fine, it's perfectly valid. But if somebody is doing, like, disliking you for doing your own thing, then, I don't know, do it quietly, don't be pretentious about it. That is my point. Anyway, lap 27. In 3 laps, we're gonna go to the pits. Maybe now on the contrary, I really love when people are giving me feedback. I really like to see, like, any type of comments on my YouTube channel. But sadly, lots of times I just cannot even understand a single word for some of the comments. As a matter of fact, some of the comments I consider them to be just spam. Just straight up spam, like I don't know what it is. Like when somebody types 2 letters and exclamation point, like, okay. What do I get from that? What kind of information, like, what does it give me? Is there like some kind of a, I don't know, shortened phrase, like, what the heck is that? But honestly, YouTube algorithms are working in such a way that no matter what kind of engagement you're gonna get, you still are getting attention. It doesn't matter if it's a positive or negative one, your videos are still gonna get attention. But I rather would love to encourage people to, you know, to give rather positive reinforcement to your content creator if you enjoy their content. Liking, sharing, leaving a comment with like GG, congrats, or whatever, or constructive criticism, that's always good to see. Because everything is helping a content creator to grow up and, you know, to adjust their content to their community. You know, everything helps anybody to become a better content creator. And I'm definitely noticing that my headphone wire is tangled up on something because I can feel the pull. So when I'm gonna go to the pits, I'm gonna have to like get that looked at, see if the wire's not under my wheel, under my chair or something. Alright, now we have the lap 30, we're gonna go to the pits, and we have 1/3 of the race behind us. And 1/3 of the race took us, give or take, 40 minutes. So this entire race is gonna be at least a 2-hour race in total, I think. Yeah, my wire got tangled over my controller wire somehow. Magically. I didn't even had my chance to drink some tea.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Okay. Hello, Crazy. Hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday. But yeah, positive encouragement, it's always something that is nice to see. Freaking obviousness, right? But it is. For a lot of small content creators, seeing that like on their video or saying good job, it sometimes means a lot for that person. And getting criticism is also pretty damn good. The problem is, a lot of people, probably me included, I'm not gonna exclude myself from that. They do not recognize criticism when it's actually being pointed, because criticism can help. A lot of people are just witnessing the criticism and they're just considering that to be a hostile thing. Like somebody's attacking you just for saying a couple of words. Which is something that I believe I have not learned properly, or didn't learn at all, is how to read the criticism, how to take the criticism. And as of now, as I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about that, I believe the best way to take the criticism is just analyze every single sentence that's being told to you. And ask yourself a question of, hey, is that actually like an insult? Is that really insulting, or does somebody really want to like point something out? Hey, there we go, best lap. 1 minute 10 and 788. Yeah, 1/3 have clicked at lap 30. There's another 30 laps to go. Well, another 60 technically, but if you are splitting this race into threes, then yeah, we got like 27 laps more to go to scratch another third of the race. And honestly, I do not really mind driving long races, as long as I have somebody who I can talk to. You know, anything that doesn't make my videos look like just sitting, just bricks. And by brick I mean me sitting in front of the screen, just staring straight and just driving, not saying anything. That's what I consider to be a brick. Because surprise, surprise, as a content creator, a lot of times you need to learn how to improvise. It comes from a person that does have no idea how to improvise, but you need to. Because not always when you play the game, you're not always gonna have a bunch of people. You're not always gonna have people who are gonna talk to you. If you are just like me, like a very small content creator, right? You need to really improvise. And try to talk about topics that are just gonna come into your head. I'm really focusing right now because I would really love to get a better lap time than 1 minute 10. Probably already I'm unable to do that because I slowed down way too much on the corkscrew. But yeah, another thought that I have intruded in my mind right now is as much as you as in, for example, like me, I'm a very small content creator. I need to like pull out the topics out of my head as much as I can to fill the empty void. I also do believe that even if you have like a small community, it's even the sometimes at certain points it should be even the role of the chat. Not counting the lurkers, okay? I'm not counting the lurkers, just to be clear. It's also, in my opinion, the role of the chat to maybe start a conversation, cooperate with the streamer as well. I even have posted a topic on my Discord about that, and if somebody have a topic that they want to talk about and want to hear me talking about it on my streams, they can basically post that topic, and I'm gonna do a little bit of research before the stream, and then we're gonna talk about it. And I'm gonna post my perspective, my opinion, so other people can actually join me. Yesterday, that's actually something that I just remembered. Yesterday I saw another streamer trying to play Metal Gear Solid 4 in the emulator. Let me put it like this. The PS3 emulation, it still needs work. Whoa, okay. PS3 emulation still needs work. Because I have seen yesterday another content creator have tried to play Metal Gear Solid 4 on the PlayStation 3 emulator, and there was a lot, and I mean a lot of issues with the audio. Like during the regular gameplay, the audio was playing fine. During the cutscenes, the audio was playing fine. but during the codec conversations, because the Metal Gear Solid has this thing called codec, so the main character can actually communicate with any other character that is trying to like help him. The audios on those codec conversations were just so freakishly choppy, so freakishly bad. Funny enough, at the same day he decided to play the Silent Hill Homecoming because he was doing a no-hit on that peculiar game, just busy practicing the no-hits. And Silent Hill Homecoming worked perfectly fine. He played Silent Hill Downpour even before that, and was running perfectly fine. It's for some reason Metal Gear Solid 4 that gave him the most trouble. And you know what's even funnier about the PlayStation 3 emulation? It is so CPU demanding that him on the i7, the 13K CPU, the CPU was already drained by 40%. 40% just from the PlayStation 3 emulation. That is a lot of power when you think about the emulation. Incredible amount of power. I mean, sure, the CPU can 100% like survive that and eat it like a sandwich, but still 40%, that's a lot. I don't even want to think about if I would try to play the PS3 emulated games. Okay, so I'm gonna assume that my CPU would eat at least like 50%, right? Now combine that with streaming, with OBS running in the background at all times. I think the maximum CPU usage would just go off the rails at that point. Also, we got lap 40, so we're gonna go to the pits. But yeah, as much as PS3 emulation is currently a viable option, you need to have a good CPU for that. And the dream of playing Metal Gear Solid 4 is still not within my reach, sadly. Well, first of all, I don't even own the original disc of the Metal Gear Solid 4, which I really want to. Because, for example, when it comes to Silent Hill 3, I actually had to find a original copy of the PlayStation 2 version, which I did, and emulate it, which I also did. Because currently the best way to, play Silent Hill 2 is Enhanced Edition, like hands down. Technically speaking, I have not played the Enhanced Edition in a very, very long while. So probably in the meantime, they definitely have released like a patch or something. Last time that I played Silent Hill 2 Enhanced Edition, it was the moment they have released the 60 FPS patch. Which actually turns out that this game can run perfectly smoothly on 60 FPS. Very great experience. Of course, that happens when you remove all the annoying filters. Because Silent Hill 2 by default had plenty of annoying filters. To give an example, the film grain, which definitely added to the theme of the game. But to me, film grains, motion blur, depth of fields, it all looks great on the screenshots. It looks awful during gameplay. It's very distracting. It obscures the detail, and I do not like it. Though I do genuinely hope, when it comes to the emulation, PlayStation 3 emulation, that either we're gonna get either a better PlayStation 3 emulator, maybe a severe update to the current PlayStation 3 emulators, or the Metal Gear Solid 4 is gonna get released on PC. Which, you know, cross fingers, it actually will. I would love to see that. Because then I could do, like, the entire marathon of Metal Gear Solid games. 1, 2, 3, 4, Phantom Pain. Though I would probably have to buy the, what was the name of that game before the Phantom Pain got released? I totally forgot about its name. Yeah, the Ground Zero. I would need to buy the Ground Zero. Because I have not played it, I have not bought it. Because I have considered Ground Zeroes to be like Metal Gear Solid special missions on the PlayStation 1. Basically, just a bunch of story missions that bring not really a lot of value into the story of the Metal Gear whatsoever, and simply decided to avoid it. Ground Zeroes for PC. Because I only play on PC. I don't have console. And any console game is basically emulated. Metal Gear Survive? No, I have... No, sorry, but no. I already have seen other person play Metal Gear Survive as a part of their marathon. That is not a... No. Just no. It's not a Metal Gear. It's not a Metal Gear game. Play RE6. Yes, because I hate myself so much. RE6 is just not a good game overall. It tries to be so many freaking games at the same time and fails at every single of the goals that this game establishes. It tries to be a survival horror game, but 80% of the game is action game. It tries to be an action game, but it doesn't even give you enough like resources for you to actually perform the action in itself. There's a lot to talk about Resident Evil 6. The main plot of the antagonist's plot is stupid. So honestly, I don't even give a damn. I'm gonna spoil Resident Evil 6. Basically, the villain of the game, he spreads all the viruses, he does all the evil the way he does because he is simping over Ada Wong. Yep, that's basically all there is to it. The Leon scenario, him and Helena. Leon, instead of straight up arresting Helena on the day one, he just blindly follows her, making Leon the biggest dummy. And Helena is also dumb because she could say straight what's wrong. And she's like, no, let's go over here. No, let's go to the chapel. No, let's get away from the chapel. Let's go underground. I'm gonna explain you there. And she doesn't. And by the end of the story, her, instead of getting arrested for cooperating with the criminal, which in the end she actually did, despite the fact that she helped Leon in the end, because she's technically at fault for killing the president of the US, she gets pardoned for it. As the Hunnigan says at the end of the game, wait, what was the line? Hold on. They find it unjust or something like that to put the blame on Helena. What? They just pardon her. And do they have a good reason? Nope. Then you have Chris and Pierce. And Chris gets fucking espresso depresso for no freaking reason too. Like, no reason. He gets espresso depresso, he gets an amnesia. And then he gets motivated by Pierce or shooken up by Pierce. Which Pierce, in my opinion, in RE6, he's an MVP. He's like the only sober thinking character in that entire fucking game. And of course, what happens to him? He freaking dies in the same game. Because of course he would. Because Capcom cannot keep certain characters alive for way too long, because that would break the continuity. Yeah, there's Jake and Sherry. But but I honestly cannot be that mad for the Jake and Sherry scenario. Because Jake is a mercenary and basically he sold his blood for a lot of money. Which, hey, if your body can actually carries the antibodies, hey, I would put a price on that shit myself. Like, not even a question. And the connection between the Jake and Sherry is kind of weird too, I think. Because they are cooperating with each other, but I don't know, RE6 is just all over the place. I honestly don't really understand the Chris and how he behaves. It's stupid. And then you have Ada's quest, Ada's story, which is, I guess it's alright. Because she has her own motivations. She has a cool scene at the very end. The Chris's trauma and PTSD would work if that would happen in RE5. But that didn't happen to him. Let's also not forget that Chris have lost a lot of his team members during the Arclay incident, right? The majority of the Bravo team and a lot of people from Alpha team too. And that didn't strike him. Him losing so many people then didn't strike him, but all of a sudden losing one guy causes the PTSD in him. I'm sorry, but I'm consider that to be a bullshit. Like, I can understand the theory and the effect of a breaking point, that everybody has their own breaking point, and at that point, basically, Chris has reached his. But you establish Chris as somebody who is so freakishly disciplined that he would not falter so easily. Like in RE7, he behaves normally, which, okay, fake Chris. Let's be honest. Let's call him the fake Chris. Fake Chris in RE7 is still just as disciplined as the Chris from your, RE5, Code Veronica, I don't know, you name it. He doesn't look like Chris whatsoever, don't get me wrong. Everybody calls him fake Chris for a reason. He's just doesn't look like Chris whatsoever. And then RE8, we definitely also has that freaking disciplined special unit leader, Chris Redfield. But you can definitely notice the signs of aging in Chris. Like, Chris is getting old. Even when I watched him in the latest Resident Evil movie, the Death Island, he definitely was starting to show signs of aging over there as well. Like, he was not getting any younger in comparison to freaking Jill, which Jill from game to game, from movie to movie, she's getting not only younger but prettier, but developers, producers have found the reason for that. Basically, Jill, when she got injected with the virus in Resident Evil 3, the virus have already done enough quotation marks damage to actually hold her aging. Just saying. Anti-aging viruses. I mean, same happened to Sherry in Resident Evil 6. Only in Resident Evil 6 you actually have a pretty good invisible reason. Well, come to think about it in RE3 too, because you are getting infected by Nemesis, right? You're getting infected by Nemesis, you're lying in a chapel for God knows how long, so the virus can actually run its course, at least to some extent. And Sherry being so young, being infected by the freaking parasite. And her growing up with the remnants of the parasite. That makes a lot of sense to me. Apparently, Rebecca also gained de-aging abilities because she got infected in one of the other movies. The same happened with Claire. Actually, Claire was not infected by any of the viruses at any point of any of her games. And yet she is here on Death Island, not looking a day over 30. Revelations 2. Wait, Claire got infected with the virus in Rev 2? Okay, I didn't know that because I have not played the Revelations 2 whatsoever. It's okay, it's fine. I'm gonna forget about it. Fear-based virus. Yeah, I'm probably gonna discover that later. More of the Barry's kid has it too. Okay. Revelations 2 is good in my opinion, fun in co-op, split screen. Well, I haven't played those games, so I have no opinions about them. I'm gonna try to play them this year. I think the only thing that I can say about Revelations 1 is that the characters look freaking weird. The characters in Revelations 1 look like they got animated and like made by a person who have... The only thing that they were doing were creating characters in those freaking... in the freaking game, novelist game, fucking I don't know how to call them. The Outbreak 1 and 2, actually the characters were looking alright. But it's the Revelations 1 in which characters are looking so freakishly weird. I don't know, it's just... That's just weird to me, man. Super, super weird. I'm probably never gonna be able to play Outbreak 1 and 2. Because first of all, as much as I could emulate those games, no problem, I don't own the original discs. I basically have this like this golden rule, this little thing in my brain that tells me, if you enjoy this series a lot, don't do the smelly things. Don't pirate. Because piracy is evil. Because it is. You know, to me it's a pretty much a simple deal. If I have a respect for the video game series, I'd rather buy the originals first and then play them. To try before you buy, well... No shops are actually offering you to do that. When it comes to the video games, you either buying a game and you play it, or you don't. That's the simple rule. It always was that way, and it's always gonna be that way. Loaning the games. I mean, there used to be shops where you could just loan videotapes, you know, all that stuff. And you could actually loan the game for some time, so you could try it out yourself. And I think that was great, but, you know, the times are currently different. The times are currently different, and stuff like this just doesn't exist anymore. As much as it would be useful. Now everything goes digital. Alright, the last third of the lap available, last third of the race. He just crashed into me in the freaking pit stop. That... Dude, imagine that happening in actual real life race. That would be like red flag out of the bat, and probably black flag too. Yeah, the NSX is a pretty wide car. I'm not gonna deny that. actually let me go when I was entering the pit stop. Which was great. I think he expected me to do the same, even though it's an AI, and we cannot really say it that way. Like we are. Excuse me. Ugh. My nose is super itchy again. We cannot say it about the AI like this because it basically makes no sense. But it definitely looked like it. Oh my god, nose. You know, I love being allergic. When you have that itch in your nose that you cannot scratch no matter how much it itches, because it always stays. I'm sorry. Again, it is super frustrating. Because it itches so much and you cannot do anything about that. And it's this type of itch that gets so deep into your nose that it makes you think like you are gonna sneeze, but you never do. And it's just that constant itching. But yeah, Outbreak games, I think the Outbreak game is like straight up needs to be beaten co-op because it allows 4 players to be played at the same time. And back in the day, you could even play via the internet, which during PlayStation 2 era, playing the game on the via the internet connection was very unheard of. Because the internet wasn't as big of a boom. It didn't have as big as a boom in commercial availability like the PlayStation 3 had. Wasn't that the PlayStation 3 started all the things with the software updates that were lasting hours upon hours upon hours, and downloading the games and installing the games on your hard drive? I think it was started with PlayStation 3. Which PlayStation 3 in itself was also an enigma of a console. You had 2 versions of a PlayStation 3. One which could read PlayStation 2 games at the same time, and the other one which could read PlayStation 1 games. There was no version of PlayStation 3 that could read 2 previous platforms at the same time. But you know, when you think about it, it's just an easy way to make some money. You know, buy 2 consoles and that's it. surprisingly enough, I don't see any car during this race that would have any problems with the corkscrew. Usually, I see like a bunch of people just tearing into each other while they're trying to get to the corkscrew and they're just spinning all over the place. Not this time, not during this race. I have not seen anybody who have fallen out of the track whatsoever. Well, maybe besides me, I tend to touch the outside of the track for so often. But it's because I know that I can drive on the sand that is on the side. I can touch that gravel. I can still drive on without any severe penalty. Like this, I know I'm not gonna lose too much speed. Unlike gravel or grass, which driving on gravel or grass in this game just gonna bounce me back and forth, up and down all the time. Understandably so too. I'm actually glad that they will not add the Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes into the package of games from the Metal Gear Solid collection for PC. I don't really think that there's a lot of people who even remotely enjoy that remake. I consider the Twin Snakes to be too much of a Matrix-y kind of game. The cutscenes are just way over the top. You want it? I mean, you can want it, sure, no problem. That's not gonna stop me from having a little bit of a opinion about this game, just like every other person. Everybody has the right to their own opinions about certain stuff. I get that it's fun, but still, I'd be happy as a bonus, like the current bonuses with the current volume. Yeah, all the novels, all the original Metal Gears, which I will probably not even play. The original Metal Gears, not because like I do not want to. It's because I know those games are horrendously difficult. They are very, very difficult to beat. And sure, I have beaten Dark Souls games and Elden Ring in my time. That is very true, but still. whoa, lap 70, we need to go to the pits. Between OG and new versions, yeah, they could use that in Silent Hill too, in Silent Hill freaking HD remasters, but of course they didn't. Jesus Christ, like the only option that they should give. Okay, maybe like the major option in the Silent Hill HD remaster is to basically pick up the voice acting. Because texture graphical stuff that should be either ready or fixed in general as we speak about it. I was gonna enjoy the voice acting of the original more than anything else. Tales of Monkey Island, never played those games, so I kind of don't really know. What we are talking about over here. I heard about Monkey Island games, but that is the best that I have ever heard about those games. It's exactly that, the hearing. Never played them, probably never will. Because I always play video games if I have the willingness to play them. Just, you know, I need to have that want to play them. Fastest lap, nice. Quite recently, I checked my business mail, and I have noticed that there was some kind of like an actual official offer from the video game developer, and basically that video game developer have made a game that is deck building RTS. The sad part about this little story is that there was a contest connected with that game. It's an official game from the official developer. I checked the info. So I was more or less sure that I'm not stepping into the freaking landmine. Sadly, the entire contest, I think the contest is already complete. I still possibly can retrieve the Steam key for that game, but the problem is I have like no physical interest in that game. I always can appreciate the offer, but the contest that is included in that game is basically the chances of winning are based on the activity of the community. And like I said, I had like no real interest in that game. So I had to sadly decline. But I'm actually happy that I actually got my first legitimate offer to like join in an event or play an actual video game that is currently available on Steam. But it would require me to play like constantly for like an entire week, if not even more. And I have not even finished the Gran Turismo over here. So basically we would have a situation of getting a video game, dropping the previous project so I can immediately focus on new project. Which I'm gonna be honest with that, it's not something that I would really enjoy doing, because I'm the type of person that I need to finish the first, I need to finish this playthrough first before I'm gonna jump into anything new. Because that's just simply how I work. In the end, it's still a better email to receive rather than the very first email that I have received for a supposed charity. When somebody named Sierra Casting Leone, not even like it was pretty much, you know, casting online but misspelled like absolutely awfully. Posing as somebody for a charity that has an official website but no support, no official contact, and then they're giving you a link that has no connection with the charity whatsoever. You know, that I was like, you know, all the red lights were shining like just right there on the spot. I was like, yeah, how about I'm not gonna click on that? And they even have sent like 2 emails trying to remind me that there's an opportunity for a charity stream, with links that have no connection to each other whatsoever. And no like physical contact with any form of support that could clarify, hey, is that person is actually a real person that works at you? Is this event really happening? Because if I would trust like blindly and step into that, what would it mean? That would mean that will be probably a phishing link, a scam link, link in which I would have to probably give my password or something, you know, hacking stuff. And even if that supposed charity was real, what if it would turn out that the person that was trying to get me into this charity will be just a guy that simply would take all the money for himself? You have to be careful when you try to like branch out and do stuff, charity stuff. Like honestly, currently the only time when I'm gonna be doing charity is during the Mass Effect trilogy playthrough. And I'm gonna take a look at the list of the official charities that's currently available on Twitch, rather than trust some weird ass links. But yeah, who knows, maybe in the future I'll get an offer for a game that I would actually like to play. Like a friend of mine, also a fellow streamer, Akamatsu, he recently got a sponsored segment for himself to play Lies of P, which is a Souls-like game. There's around the puppets in human beings. It is actually, I could say that that game is like a dark version of a Pinocchio, because it is. The main character is Pinocchio, by the way. It's like it's not even a spoiler at this point. Everybody knows about that. Well, okay, the people who were actually interested in the Lies of P. And so far, the Lies of P is actually a game that's like the closest thing to like a good Dark Souls lookalike. That we have so far. And maybe one day I'm gonna buy it, because hey, I like Souls games. I like Souls-like games. And Lies of P would definitely hit my interest. But maybe in the future. Gonna learn? Okay, no problem. Might try it. Yeah, if you would have enough patience to play Souls games, then I think the Lies of P would definitely be in your, you know, in your frame. I know that probably Enemy would be interested in Lies of P just to play it. I would definitely be interested. In a matter of fact, I'm probably gonna add it to the wish list later during the day. And if it's gonna be on a discount, I could just grab it and figure out what it is, if it's a game worth playing or not. Alright, let's go to the pits. Well, there goes the last sip of a tea as well. Alright, let's finish this race. Like, Jesus Christ. It is a long one. We're still gonna have to beat the race with 99 laps. Eight laps left. I'm definitely gonna have to like get up after this and stretch, because I dare to say that this was pretty exhausting, all things considered. But probably before that, I'm gonna get the car that I want to drive and modify it, because I have a spreadsheet with the cars that can show up during the Rome city course, and I think it wouldn't be a bad idea in general. I really would love to reach the 1 minute and 9 with this car, but I don't think at this point it's possible. The tires are already way too deteriorated. Could always try, but I really doubt it's gonna be possible, especially with me driving so wide. Well, maybe I'm wrong, because we just reached the personal best with 1 minute 10 and 482. Yeah, definitely not this lap. Well, I at least managed to get like a solid 1 minute 10, less than 1 minute 10 and a half. So I'm gonna be happy with that. At this point, we're just gonna get to the end of the race. Which for this race, the two cars that you can win is Mitsubishi 3000 GT LM from 99 and Celica Rally Car, which Celica Rally Car is the modern Celica Rally Car, and I consider that car to be like one of the best rally cars that you can win, besides the Lancer Evo 6. And that is actually a no joke. That Celica is very good. I got some kind of a weird pain in the back of my head. I think, yeah, after this I'm definitely gonna have to like get up, stretch up a little bit. It's like almost 2 hours of just sitting over here without like any changes or anything like that. That's definitely not good. I need to stretch up. I need to get up and stretch up. By the way, guys, remember about stretching up and staying hydrated. I basically drink something every 10 laps, but even you as a watcher needs to be hydrated and need to be stretched. So remember about doing that every once in a while. It's good for health. Oh, right before the corkscrew, yes. Yes, please and thank you. Alright, second to last lap. Yeah, the traffic have done its own thing. Hey Jeremy, I'm doing good. Hope you're doing well. Currently on my way to finish at 90 laps of Laguna Seca. Entering the last lap as pretty much as we speak. Well, it was a lot of laps because we just finished the race. Almost 2 hours of racing. Holy crap. And everybody has like 6 laps behind me. Hey, thanks for the GG's, Capito. Hope you're doing well. Oh. Oh, that was something. I definitely need to stretch more. Okay, let's see the rewards. Well, first of all, we're gonna get only 3,500,000, which in my opinion, that should be a little bit more. It just simply should be more. That is my opinion. And I'm not gonna change it because it's 90 laps and 350,000 is just a little bit of a stealing. But anyway, let's take a look what kind of car we got as a reward. I just raced this track in GT7, fun watching in this game too. Yeah, it was the first time when the Laguna Seca was implemented the Gran Turismo series. Oh yes, we got a good reward. We actually got the reward that I want to get. The Seca rally car. Look at this, it weighs less than a ton and it has almost 600 brake horsepower. This is technically a better car than Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 6. It's just better in every way, and I'm really happy that I managed to get it. It's a very good car, because I do kind of recall this car. So we're probably gonna use this during the rallies. We're probably gonna jump between, when it comes to the rallies, we're gonna jump between few cars over here that I have. Might actually modify Stratus to be a rally car, because besides that, I don't really see... Yeah, I don't really see any other cars that could be good for rallying. Yeah, we are reaching pretty much the bottom of the list. But yeah, I think about for rallies to simply, every single event, simply jump between the cars from like the heaviest to lightest, or from the best to worst, and definitely like get the Stratus over here fully modified. I get Escort rally car, get Lancer Evo 6, we got Impreza 22B. Well, technically not really 22, it is 22B, but it's an older model. It's not the 22B that you can buy for 500,000. We got Celica over here, and so yeah, we pretty much got a good selection of cars. But ladies and gentlemen, people of Twitch, we're still gonna continue on with the stream because we still got one long race to beat. But people of YouTube, this is gonna be the end of this episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed this mess of a discussion, mess of the episode, a mess of a tuning of the car. But I hope you did. If you did, consider subscribing, ring the bell, start with a like, leave a comment, all that good stuff. All the links for all my socials can be found down in the description below, as well in the pinned comment. The final credit I'm gonna give is the credit for the music. The music is being made by Car Casey from whitebedaudio.com, that's his official webpage, and Whitebed Studio on YouTube. Once again, thank you guys very much. I'll see you guys.
Welcome back.
I'll see you guys on the next one.